Hollywood, it's Jimmy Kimmel Live. Tonight, Ryan Gosling, web sensation Logan Paul, and music from Wellesley Arms. And now, like it or not, here's Jimmy Kimmel.
Special good wishes to those watching from Las Vegas, where you know what happened on Sunday night. I'm not going to get deep into it again tonight. I said what I had to say last night, but I do want to say something to these nuts who spent most of the day today on television and online attacking those of us who think we need to do something about the fact that 59 innocent people were killed. They say it's inappropriate to be talking about it because it's too soon. Well, maybe it's too soon for you, because deep down inside, you know, in your heart, you know you bear some responsibility for the fact that almost anyone can get any weapon they want. Now you want to cover yourself until the storm of outrage passes. You can go back to your dirty business as usual, but it's not too soon for us because we're Americans, and last time I checked, the First Amendment is at least as important as the Second Amendment. So we will talk about it, and shame on you for suggesting we do otherwise. All right, that aside, President Trump is headed to Las Vegas tomorrow. And if it goes anything like his trip to Puerto Rico, I'm sure it'll be great. The president was in Puerto Rico today to survey the damage caused by Hurricane Maria. He brought his wife, Melania, along. He likes to bring Melania this kind of thing in case they encounter a situation that requires showing concern for other human beings. That becomes her job. So Trump has said some not-so-nice things about Puerto Rico over the past week, including a tweet. He said the Puerto Ricans want everything to be done for them, says the guy who's never carried a piece of luggage in his entire life. But at a news conference in Carolina this morning, he regaled those who still don't have power on 95% of their island with hilarity like this.
Mick Mulvaney is here, right there, and Mick is in charge of a thing called budget. Now, I hate to tell you, Puerto Rico, but you've thrown our budget a little out of whack because we've spent a lot of money on Puerto Rico, and that's fine.
Oh, yeah. Next time you allow a storm to ravage your island, please think about, we're not made out of money. Think about the cost. He really puts the ass in compassion, doesn't he? And then he met with people on the street, some locals, to chat and offer comforting words.
That's great.
Looks solid. The windows.
Yeah. So we have a good house now.
And in the meantime, here you are, right?
Exactly.
We're going to help you out.
Thank you.
Have a good time.
A good time. It's a hurricane, not a pool party. You don't have a... But the president didn't just pitch in to help with his words. He also took some time to visit a relief center where this actually happened. He seems like he's operating the T-shirt cabinet at a Clippers game. What is he doing? Who does that? What planet is this man from? The brawny paper towel guy would know better than to do that. It's always something. Every day, Trump also had an uncomfortable meeting with the mayor of San Juan, who he criticized via tweet. But I will say, while the president's been very critical of some in Puerto Rico, there's one person he's had some very nice things to say about.
Everybody has said it's amazing the job that we've done in Puerto Rico. We're doing a great job. We have had tremendous reviews. The governor made incredible statements about how well we're doing. I think we've done a really good job. We're doing a really good job. I mean, I think we're really getting really good marks for the work we're doing. I think it's going really well. We've made tremendous strides. I think it's now acknowledged what a great job we've done. In Texas and in Florida, we get an A+. And I'll tell you what, I think we've done just as good in Puerto Rico. We have done an incredible job. And that's the truth. As far as Puerto Rico is concerned, that's been going, as you know, really well. It's been total devastation.
All right, well, very good. It's amazing how he's able to get those tiny hands around his back to pat it so efficiently. And by the way, if you want to donate to the relief effort in Puerto Rico, you can do that via the American Red Cross. Please make sure they have all the paper toweling they need at this difficult time. Meanwhile, we got a visit today from America's previous most ridiculous elected official. Former Governor Arnold Schwarzenegger was in Washington today to deliver this message about Congress.
Hello, everybody. Hello. It's wonderful to be here in Washington. And I'm looking at the building. I'm talking about Congress now. That have an approval rating of 16%. Herpes and colonoscopies are more popular than Congress.
And I have had both. And then Arnold got to the reason he was there. Colonoscopies is a new one, to speak out against gerrymandering, which turns out to be a lot of fun to hear him say.
You know, it's a system where the politicians are picking the voters rather than the voters picking the politicians. So I say it is time to say hasta la vista to gerrymandering. And it is time to terminate gerrymandering. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Wait, what about I'll be back? You forgot I'll be back. It's time to tell gerrymandering to jingle all the way. I miss him a lot, I really do. So Jared Kushner and Ivanka Trump are having another bad week. There's a new report that says Jared and Ivanka sent hundreds of official White House emails from now a third private account. We found out about the first two last week. Most of these emails are reported to have come from Ivanka's assistant, Bridges Lamar, who is not a semifinalist on Project Runway. She's actually her assistant. At least 6 of Trump's closest advisors now have been revealed to have used private email addresses to discuss White House business. And Eric Trump used a TV remote he thought was a cell phone. But that was a... But it's crazy considering the fact their father based almost his whole campaign on Hillary Clinton's use of a private email server. It's like they missed all the... Jared Kushner's defense is that he only used the email when people initiated contact with him. Which is, that's like getting caught with a hooker and saying, she came on to me, I wasn't... Hey, is anyone in our audience wearing Spanx? The, you know what those are, right? Yeah, you are. Okay, all right. All right, well, she's honest. Well, this is something you might be interested in. This is a real product. Put it up on the screen. These are Spanx arm tights. You might be familiar with arm tights by their other name, which is sleeves, but... It's now their arm tight. You have to give them credit. Spanx has always come up with new and exciting body parts for women to feel ashamed of. And not only do they have Spanx for arm tights now, they're also coming out with Spanx for another troublesome part of the anatomy.
You trust Spanx to shape your legs, backside, tummy, hips, and arms.
But what about these ugly bulges on my face?
Those are cheeks.
Oh, yuck.
Right? Well, now there's Face Spanx. Face Spanx shapes and tones your face so it's not recognizable as a lumpy old face anymore.
My cheeks are so smooth now, but my lips are too flat.
Face Spanx also comes with duck lips.
Oh, this is great. I finally feel pretty.
No.
Oh, I mean, confident and empowered.
Yes! Face Spanx. Spanx for your face. Do not operate a vehicle while wearing face Spanx.
I can't see a thing.
Well, that's... All right. We're going to take a break. When we come back, well, some very big news. Batman is getting married. I'll tell you to whom. And OJ is out, too, so stick around. We'll be right back. Wellesley Arms is on the way, but first, some exciting news from the world of fighting today. George Foreman issued a challenge via Twitter to none other than Steven Seagal. He wrote, "Steven Seagal, I challenge you one-on-one. I use boxing. You can use whatever. 10 rounds in Vegas." Now, for those of you who are too young to remember, before George Foreman sold grills, he was a 2-time heavyweight champion. He's an Olympic gold medalist. And before Steven Seagal was a vampire with diabetes, he was a movie star. I really hope Steven Seagal accepts this challenge. I mean, America needs something dumb to focus on right now. Although, let's be honest, the only thing these two should be fighting over is the last piece of cornbread at the hometown buffet. Other important news, Batman is getting married. In the new DC comic, Batman proposes to Catwoman, and she said yes. I don't want to ruin it, but she said yes. Poor Robin. You know, I guess that weekend at the bed and breakfast in Vermont didn't do the trick, but congratulations to Batman and Catwoman on this fictitious milestone that means nothing whatsoever. And by the way, if you'd like to send a gift, the couple is registered at Bed, Bat, and Beyond. Thanks, guys. In other crime fighter news, OJ's out of prison. Did you know that? You read that. He was released on Sunday night. They released him in the middle of the night, I guess to avoid any kind of like contact with the paparazzi. But, of course, within hours of leaving the Lovelock Correctional Center in Nevada, TMZ had already caught up with him.
Juice. How's it feel to be out? Juice.
Hey, how in the world? Y'all stalking me? Jeez.
Where are you guys headed?
Well, one, none of your business. Two, I'm in the car for the last 5 hours, so how do I know how it feels to be out?
Yeah, well, that is a good point, I guess. Did you know, you read what OJ's first words when he got out of prison were? Bruce Jenner did what? According to OJ's lawyer, he wants to get back to simple things. He wants to buy an iPhone. He's never had an iPhone before, and he wants to have a steak, which is interesting. You know, OJ's a captivating figure. The miniseries, the documentary last year, were very popular, and they won a lot of awards. And now that he's out, we here at ABC are very pleased to present what could turn out to be the television event of the year.
It is this court's decision that Orenthal James Simpson be released from the Lovelock Correctional Facility.
ABC presents a 30-part miniseries.
What can I get for you this evening?
Give me your biggest, thickest steak.
David Alan Grier is O.J. Simpson.
Here you are, sir. Enjoy.
Miss, can I get a knife? A steak knife.
We are all out of knives. So, just the spoon.
Entertainment Weekly raves this is the must-see O.J. miniseries of the season. O.J. Simpson, the release of the century.
Y'all got beef stew?
Wow. Thank you, David Alan Grier. I think the Emmy is yours. We have a good show tonight. Tonight we have music from Welshly Arms. Logan Paul is here. And we will be right back with Ryan Gosling, so stay with us. Watched and followed people on the planet. He's an internet sensation, and he's the reason the kids don't look up from their phones anymore. Logan Paul is here with us tonight. And then this is their EP. It's called Legendary Welshly Arms from the Mercedes-Benz fame. Tomorrow night, what do we have tomorrow night? Oh, Robin Wright will be here. Mark Consuelos will join us. We'll have music from Depeche Mode. And Thursday, Jeff Bridges, Isla Fisher, and Steve Aoki with Gucci Mane and T-Pain. And this is very exciting. We're headed back to Brooklyn starting October 16th for a full week of shows at the Brooklyn Academy of Music. Our guest will be David Letterman will be with us. Amy Schumer will be with us. Howard Stern will be with us. Billy Joel will be with us. Tracy Morgan, Paul Schaefer, and more and more and more will be added as we go. If you live in Brooklyn or near Brooklyn and you want to be a part of the audience, go to kimmelinbrooklyn.com. That's a site on the World Wide Web. We hope to see you there, all right? Thank you. Our first guest tonight is a multi-talented and Oscar-nominated actor who, starting this weekend, finds himself in a bleak, dystopian future world where it turns out he's still very handsome. Blade Runner 2049 opens in theaters Friday. Please welcome Ryan Gosling. very polite. Very polite. How you doing?
How you doing?
I'm doing all right. I'm doing well, thank you.
Yeah.
Everything all right with you?
I don't know.
Oh, really?
I don't know.
Because of Las Vegas?
Yeah, it's just such a sad and strange time.
It is. It is. And it feels
really,
like it's not over either. It just feels like it keeps going on and on and on.
I really appreciated what you said the other night about, you know, wanting to... about wanting to come out and just wanting to tell jokes and be light, but it's getting harder and harder to do that.
I would imagine for you it's kind of hard. You're in the middle of promoting this movie that you worked for a really long time on, and then this week, you know, this terrible thing happens, and not that movies really matter or anything, but it puts you in an uncomfortable position, doesn't it?
Well, you know, you just think about all the, you know, there's so many people suffering right now, and all victims of all of these hurricanes, and obviously this shooting and the earthquakes, and it's just, you know, it's strange to be out and talking about a film, but I can't imagine how you must feel being from Las Vegas right now.
Did you spend a lot of time in Las Vegas? Have you been there a lot?
I spent a little time there, yeah.
I know you're interested in that Las Vegas mythology.
But you grew up there.
I did, yeah.
What was that? That's such an interesting place to be from. What was that
Well,
like?
I never realized it was an interesting place to be from until I moved away from there, and people kept saying, wow, what an interesting place to be from. Because, you know, for us, it was just where we were from. I played Little League, and, you know, I played clarinet in the band, and it was just like any other neighborhood, but we just happened to have, it was a little, in a way, like Anaheim, in that Disneyland is there, but you're still, it's a town, it's a community.
Right.
And I think, you know, of course, Las Vegas, you know, it's always in the movies, and there are all these, you know, crazy things in the advertising campaigns. What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. And, you know, all that is true for the people who are visiting there, but for the people that live there, it's kind of a regular place to live, except for instead of 9 to 5, your mom or dad might work midnight to 8 a.m., you know?
Right.
Or instead of being a plumber, your dad is a dealer at a casino, or you know, or your mom is a cocktail waitress. You know, which is you know, it's a strange thing.
Did you ever run into any of those iconic Las Vegas people?
Yes, on a number of occasions. I saw Liberace buying meat at the Mayfair Market, which was pretty great. It was the middle of the night. He was wearing a hairnet, and he was just looking through, like, the cuts of beef. And I was like, wow, that's Liberace. I saw Sammy Davis Jr. shopping for clothes in the boys section at Saks Fifth Avenue. He was about this big. But they still had nice clothes for kids there, and he would wear kids' clothes. There were always, like, drunk Elvis impersonators all over the place. I mean, you always run into those guys. There were a lot more Elvises back then.
Isn't Cleto, aren't Cleto Jr. and Sr. from Las Vegas as well?
Yes, Cleto, and the Cletos and I grew up right across the street from each other in Las Vegas. And we've been best friends since I was 9, Cleto was 10 years old.
How'd you meet? How'd you all meet?
Well, since you're asking, and I don't want to take away from your interview, but if you're interested...
You want to know this, don't you?
I will say, when we met, I was riding a bicycle wearing boxing gloves and sunglasses at the time, which for some reason was weird.
It was a rainy day, so that was...
It was a rainy day. I was wearing sunglasses. I had boxing gloves, and Cleto thought there was something wrong with me.
Why were you wearing boxing gloves?
I don't know.
Okay.
It was, you know, I was 9.
Right.
I don't know. You have boxing gloves on, and you're just riding down the block, and Cleto's like, oh, the poor kid, he's like a little slow. And befriended me, and that's how we became friends. It's 100% true. And then Cleto's dad is a prankster and always was a prankster, and he would teach us these, like, things to do. Like, for instance, still to this day at their house in Las Vegas, there's a big spider nailed up to the corner. Like, you walk to the front door and there's a giant tarantula that scares you every single time. You could go over the house 1,000 days in a row, and each time you see it, and you go, oh, and you're like, oh.
It's still there.
Yeah, it's still there. Yeah. Well, we're going to nail that to your coffin when you're gone.
Oh, my God.
What about you in Las Vegas? How many times have you been to Vegas?
I don't know.
A lot, or?
Yeah, but I remember the first time I went, I stayed. I like old Las Vegas when I first started going there.
Yeah,
I stayed
sure.
At the Golden Nugget.
Wow.
And I saw Don Rickles at the Stardust.
Awesome.
Well, I mean, when I say saw, you know, I almost saw him.
You had bad seats?
Yeah, it's a disheartening moment when you give your tickets to the usher and they have to go like. You know,
we won't need
really
the flashlight for this.
Where that seat might be. But we were very, very high up, and I was with a friend, and he was just so desperate to make contact. He just, in a lull, not a lull, but a quiet point of the show, he just yelled Rickles. And
Rickles! One of those moves, yeah.
And Don stopped, and he looked up. And I forget what he said, but it was wildly insulting. But he had that amazing ability to make you feel like, you know, like you just experienced some magic trick by him insulting you.
You
know?
did experience magic.
And we floated out of there, and we'd had the most wonderful.
Oh, I
time,
bet.
You know?
I bet.
And thank you to you for introducing me to him.
To Don Rickles, yeah. Oh, by the way, he was very, very excited to meet you. I mean, he was really up on like what's going on, which kind of surprising.
It was incredible. He knew everything
at his age. Yeah, he really did, right? He knew your whole. It was like he studied you on IMDb before. Did you tell him the story of your friend shouting at him?
No, God, no.
No, because you just wind up getting it again. Well, I'm glad I was able to fill in some blanks for you as far as my life goes. But we'll take a break here, and when we come back, we're going to show a clip from the movie. The movie is Blade Runner 2049. Ryan Gosling is here. We'll be right back. That is Blade Runner 2049. Ryan Gosling is here with us. What a beautiful film that is. And you have 94% on Rotten Tomatoes, which is, do you look at that kind of thing? Do you care about that kind of thing?
You hear about it.
You hear about it, yeah. I would imagine, yes, it's good to hear good news from things.
Yes, yeah, I'm very happy for the filmmaker. He put a lot of work into this. I'm very happy to see that it's turned out this way.
Yeah, it looks like he put a lot of work into it because
a lot of people put a lot of work into it. You know, there's so many incredible craftsmen on the film, and you know, Roger Deakins, the cinematographer, and obviously Ridley Scott. And
are those people allowed to talk to you, or is it like, no, I'll be in my trailer kind of situation? I like that they still have windshield wipers in 2049.
I know, right? Nice touch.
Of all the advances we've made, it's still some things. We know we're still going to have to go to Amco and get the blade, right?
Yes, turns out.
Did you, so you did Saturday Night Live this weekend, and it was very funny. I was going to send you an email about it, but I figured I wouldn't. But the video you did where the papyrus font and the avatar thing is one of the funniest things I've ever seen on that show. I mean, that really was hilarious. You were laughing through a lot of the show.
You know, I have this weird disorder where when I find something funny, I laugh.
You laugh at it?
I'm working on it.
Were you trying hard not to laugh, or does that make it worse?
There's only so much you know, you can do.
Yeah, and then you lock eyes with somebody who's being funny, and then that's it.
You're in you know, in one sketch, I'm in a deeply, you know, involved relationship with a chicken. So.
Right.
You give that a shot.
Yeah, right. Did you bring the family to New York with you?
I did. I brought my family.
Yeah.
My youngest daughter is a year and a half, and it was her first time in New York, and I brought her to the window in the morning, and I said, you know, sweetheart, welcome to New York. And 2 cars went smash. And smoke started pouring out of the cars, and these 2 guys got out, and I won't repeat the hand gestures for you, but I was just quickly covered her eyes and ran away from the window.
She learned to give the finger in New York. Wow, that's a very New York experience.
Very New York experience.
That's about as good as it gets. Well, it's very good to see you. Congratulations on the movie. It's called Blade Runner 2049. It opens in theaters Friday. Ryan Gosling, everybody. We'll be right back with Logan Paul. Welcome back to the show. Still to come, music from Wellesley Arms. Our next guest has more than 45 million followers who watch him misbehave on YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, and Facebook. His show, Logan Paul Versus, is watchable on Watchable. Please welcome Logan Paul. Logan, I actually sought you out and asked to have you on the show because I feel like you suddenly have dominated my computer. Like, I see you popping up everywhere.
Yeah. Thank you, Jimmy. Jimmy's a fan.
I mean, and then, you know, it's one of those things, like, you hear about something, and then you hear about something again, and then all of a sudden you hear about it 9 times in 1 week's time. So I walk into my cousin Sal's house, and his son, Archie, and his son's friend, Justin, are watching you. I was like, what are you guys watching?
Archie and Justin. Thank you, guys. Thank you.
And they said, Logan Paul. And I was like, oh, what's the deal with this guy? And they said, oh, he just does, like, dumb things. They meant that as a compliment.
It's true, it's true. It's true.
But you do dumb things all the time,
yeah,
right?
fact.
And people love seeing you do these dumb things.
Yeah, I do some smart things.
What?
not often, but sometimes.
In a way, the accumulation of dumb things have turned out to be a smart thing because, like, when did this start? How did it begin?
So, I was 10 years old, and for some reason, I wanted a video camera, right? I snowblow driveways. I had 2 birthday parties just to collect money from my friends. And then I bought a video camera and just started posting on YouTube. And
I think we have some of your, like, original video as a little kid and with your brother, right?
There's Jake Paul, yeah.
You and your brother fooling around, eating feet, doing all the things that kids do, pulling your limbs off of each other.
Yeah.
And of course, yeah, that's a good move there too. So then this became popular. You started getting followers.
It took me 8 years. I started off on Vine after 8 years of doing YouTube. That's where I blew up, and eventually switched to Instagram, then Facebook videos, and then YouTube. And now it's like, I'm out here.
It's crazy. I've seen videos where you just tell people where you are, and suddenly a swarm of like 200 people are around you.
I'm still getting used to that.
Yeah. Well, how do you ever get used to that?
I mean, I don't know. Just do it more and more, I guess.
You drove here tonight in your... You converted a school bus to a cool bus.
It used to be a school bus. Now you can see it's the cool bus.
And what goes on in the cool bus?
To be honest, bro, I've had it for 2 hours now, so not much.
But for 2 hours. What are the plans for the cool bus?
Oh, you can imagine a lot of parties, a lot of filming. You know,
who drives? Do you drive the bus, or do you have a cool bus driver?
I did drive the bus.
You drove it here.
I need a driver.
You have to have a driver. Yeah.
Does anyone know? Does anyone know how to drive a bus? I need a driver.
That is not what you're supposed to say when you get a bus. Does anyone know how to drive a bus? Don't you have to have a special license to drive a bus, like a chauffeur's license?
I hope not.
Yeah.
I hope not.
On this show, Logan Paul Versus, you take on challenges.
Yeah.
And we have a video of one of those particular challenges. Now, whose idea is it to do these things? Are these your own ideas?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So your idea in this particular scenario was to really wrestle an alligator.
Yeah.
Now, this is not a drugged alligator like you usually see at these...
It was in the wild.
It's an in the wild alligator.
Yeah.
And you found a guy who said he could get you to an alligator.
Mm-hmm.
And did he warn you not to do this?
Yeah.
He did?
Yeah.
You disregarded that warning?
Correct.
Okay, and well, here, this is what happened.
Crocodilian species have the most biting force of any animal on the planet.
Oh, my God. This is...
Chicken, up.
What are you doing? This is a big gator, bro.
Hello.
Oh. Ah!
Yo, this is fucking terrifying. Will he catch this in his mouth like a dog?
Yes.
You're wrong.
And then you fought the alligator. How did that battle go?
Yo, you're gonna have to watch Logan Paul versus.
Is that the most dangerous thing you've done?
I wish. No. I've done some dumb stuff.
What's the most dangerous dumb thing that you did?
I wrestled a bear.
Like a real bear?
Yeah.
What kind of a bear was it?
It's an 800-pound Kodiak bear.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
And when you say wrestled it, you actually got in there and...
I wrestled a bear.
Uh-huh.
And, like, I don't know how else to describe it because you're not supposed to do that. Again, I was told not to.
Yeah, right.
But I did it.
And did you win?
I did, yeah.
You did?
Yeah, it took a little bit, like, I don't get scared often. But when I was wrestling the bear, I was like, wow, like, I could die right now.
You had that thought?
I could die, 100%. And so,
did you have fear when you thought that?
It was the first, I had to life check myself. I said, yo, like, Logan, you are scared. You need to take precautionary measures. And so I didn't. And then at the lunch break, my manager was like, hey, you need to just go for it. Because he could tell I was like, really scared of the bear.
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
Your manager said just go for it and fight the bear.
Yes.
Uh-huh. You need a new manager, really, is what you need, it sounds like.
No, because I dug deep and I said, like, okay, I've lived a good life. I'm 22. I'm ready to die. Like, if I die right now, you know.
Imagine those guys who converted that cool bus and nobody ever comes to pick it up because you got eaten by a bear. Did you ever, if you had been, God forbid, killed by that bear, mauled by that bear viciously, would the video have been released?
I made this in my vlog. I said I wanted it to be. I think it would go viral.
Well, yes, it would definitely, go viral. Do you ever get hurt doing this stuff?
Yeah, I've gotten hurt. I've gotten some.
What injuries have you sustained?
Let me tell you about my testicle.
Which one, first of all?
It is my right testicle.
The right one? Okay.
I'm missing 15% of it.
What? What, taxes or what?
Taxes, Jimmy.
Your manager got that cut?
It was his idea. He's like, no, gotta go. No, I was making a video. I have a dwarf roommate. His name is Dwarf Mamba. He's my best friend. Dwarf Mamba, shout out to Dwarf Mamba. We were making a video. We had a Godzilla mask. And I said, hey, Evan is his name. I said, Evan, put on the Godzilla mask. We'll call you Dwarfzilla, huh? Comedy, okay. So we go to a mall, and I hop up on a table, and I scream, Dwarfzilla, run for your lives! And then Evan comes chasing me, but I didn't do my research, and the table didn't have 4 posts like a typical table. It had 1 in the middle. Right?
Okay.
So it's not a sturdy table.
Yes,
So I go to run and jump off it. Bugs Bunny type thing where I start moving my legs but don't go anywhere. And I'm pretty flexible. Like that's my leg. So
right.
So I go to run off and I'm like full split. And Jimmy, I see a lone chair just like it come in for me. So I landed on my ball.
And you had to go have an operation on your... Yeah.
Well, here's the thing. I waited 3 days. I'm like, yo, take some ibuprofen, good to go. And I was with my friends back in Ohio, and I was like, yo, like, my balls hurt, guys. And they're like, yo, like, what does it look like? And there was like an avocado laying there, and one of them picked up the avocado, like, is it like this big? I was like, oh. It looks like that, yeah.
It did look like it. Was it green like an avocado?
No, avocados are like a purplish, right?
Well, sometimes,
like before they're peeled.
Before they're ripe,
yeah. It looked like a before ripe avocado.
Before ripe avocado.
Yeah. So I was like, damn, gotta go hospital. And but here's the thing. I just want a disclaimer.
Yeah.
You can't tell that I'm missing 15%.
You can't?
But it's the principle.
It is the principle. That's a very good point. So at the end of the night tonight, you'll get in the cool bus, And you realize that now you're in the cool bus, people are going to know where you are all the time, right?
The windows are tinted.
Uh-huh.
But if you press a button, they untint.
Oh, really?
Cool bus.
It's like the Mystery Machine or something.
No, yeah, it's...
Wow, what a setup you have. Well, it sounds like you're having a lot of fun. Just, you know, try to take better care of your testicles is really my only advice to you.
Jimmy, I appreciate that advice.
That's Logan Paul. New episodes of Logan Paul Versus every Tuesday on Watchable. We'll be right back with Welshly Arms.
The Jimmy Kimmel Live concert series is presented by Mercedes-Benz. The best Ford now.
Thanks to Ryan Gosling. Thanks to Logan Paul. Apologies to Matt Damon. We ran out of time for him tonight. Nightline is next, but first, their EP is called Legendary. Here with the song Legendary, Welshly Arms.
Got